The Pokemon Presents 2024 is happening tomorrow morning, which means we're gonna have a day filled with Pokemon news, updates, and just overall hype for the Pokemon game and the future of the Pokemon franchise. And with that comes a lot of people making predictions about what's gonna happen tomorrow. And so in today's video, what I want to give is my predictions about the Pokemon Presents 2024, what I think is gonna get released, and what I'm hoping we're gonna end up seeing, and maybe some things that I don't really want to see. So let's get into this video and talk about Pokemon Presents 2024. All right, so before we get into my predictions of what I think is going to happen in Pokemon Presents 2024, what I want to talk about is just overall, what is Pokemon Presents? Because there might be some of you who are newer here to Pokemon or don't even know what a Pokemon Presents is. So let's talk about it really quick. But basically, a Pokemon Presents is going to be their yearly announcement where they make a video detailing everything that's going to be coming up in Pokemon World, their franchise, in 2024, 2025, anything that's gonna be happening that day for Pokemon. Like, it's just a giant video where they talk about all the news and updates that are gonna be coming. And so it's a really hype moment for everybody in the Pokemon world. It's on Pokemon Day. It gives us all the news and updates. We usually get a lot of really big kind of teasers, spoilers, and stuff like that, to things that we wouldn't have been notified about. You know, maybe a new video game, maybe some new updates for our existing video games. So we're gonna get a lot of information, and it's not just about one video game in particular. It's not like just Pokemon Scarlet and Violet updates. No, it is everything Pokemon. So this could be things from like the Pokemon World Championship in 2024 in Honolulu, Hawaii. We get information about Pokemon Go. We get information about Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Masters EX, Pokemon Cafe Remix, Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and any other. Maybe we get a remake. Maybe we're going to be getting a new Pokemon game announcement. There is literally so much that could be in this Pokemon Presents, and that is the reason why there is usually so much hype with this, is because there's just so much being released, and it's super awesome, and I'm really excited about it. Last year was really cool. We got some really epic kind of announcements and releases, and I'm definitely expecting the same level of kind of hype and excitement for this one, because, and actually, you know what, it might be a little bit more, because we are kind of at the end of our mainline video game Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which means we might be getting a teaser on our newest generation 10 video game, which would be really cool, which we wouldn't have gotten last year, obviously, because we weren't at that time for getting that game. I think last year we were getting information about the DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So yeah, overall, this one could be a little bit more hype than some of the other ones, because we are at the end of a video game, which means potentially a new video game announcement. But that is what Pokemon Presents is. Let's get into some of our predictions of what we think is going to end up happening. Okay, so I want to kick off my predictions with what I think would potentially be one of the best releases or announcements of the Pokemon Presents 2024, and that would be a new video game in the Pokemon Legends franchise. Pokemon Legends Arceus was probably one of the greatest Pokemon games, at least in my opinion, to release in recent history. It was a fantastic game. It broke some of the regular normalities of Pokemon games, and overall, it was a breath of fresh air into the Pokemon franchise. And I really think that with how successful it was and how it tied into the current game, with, you know, getting all those past or those present Pokemon in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, from like Ursaluna, being able to catch, you know, Regigigas. Like, there was just a lot of really cool things that we were able to get out of those old games and bring into our new games, that I really felt really just like overall made the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet experience that much better, because now, you know, we're really tying together a lot of these stories. We're getting the past stuff. We're getting other Pokemon from other games. Like, overall, it's just expanding the universe. And I think that was absolutely a fantastic thing that they did that last year, or at least like a couple years back, in releasing Pokemon Legends Arceus. And I really think that we're going to be getting a new one. There's kind of a big reason why I think that's going to be happening as well. And I think the biggest reason is because of the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and the Paradox Pokemon that we've gotten. There's been a lot of love on a very specific generation in the past, and that would be Generation 2. Generation 2 has gotten a lot of love in the Paradox Pokemon, specifically with Walking Wake, the Suicune edition. We also had Raging Bolt, which was the Raikou. And we also had Gouging Fire, which was Entei. So we had 3 past Pokemon built for the legendary Pokemon of Generation 2. With that being said, that would be a perfect tie-in to a Pokemon Legends game, while we already have these Pokemon built, ready to go, and they can be plugged right into that game. I think that would be a fantastic jump into the next Pokemon Legends game. And I think that what our next Pokemon Legends game is going to be is Pokemon Legends Celebi. And I know that I've seen on Twitter and I've seen some other people posting about it. And I think that it is a pretty common prediction that Celebi is going to be our next Pokemon Legends game. It makes sense, like I said, with the past Paradox Pokemon that we've already gotten in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And overall, the game has a lot of really rich backstory to it. And one of my big things that I'm really excited about is the potential of the Burning Tower with Ho-Oh and getting some information about that. That would be really, really cool and would definitely give us a lot of insight into some past stories that we really haven't gotten any information about. I really like that is probably my peak prediction. I really like that is one thing that I really, really want. And I think with all the stuff that's been happening recently, I think it's pretty feasible. So yeah, Pokemon Legends Celebi, my first prediction. Before we get into that next prediction, I want to take a quick second to remind you to hit that like, that subscribe button, and that notification bell if you're liking this video, so you get notified when I drop more videos just like this one on my YouTube channel. But without further ado, let's get into that next prediction. Okay, so another one of the kind of off the wall kind of predictions that I think is going to end up happening in this one. And I've seen a little bit from A-Drive. A-Drive posts a lot of kind of leaky kind of information, stuff like that from different Twitter accounts like Riddler Coup and stuff like that. But one thing that I did see recently in these last couple weeks was that there was a potential for a Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, another DLC. So we just got the Petrun DLC, but some people are saying that we might actually even get another DLC on top of that one. And specifically, it's about a mythical Pokemon. There was some possible data leakage in some of the data mining that stated there was actually still another Pokemon in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, that they have stated that there's actually in some of the books and documents out in the game. I believe it's the Scarlet book or something. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but there's a book in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet that showed some pictures of some of the Paradox Pokemon. And in one of those pages, there is actually a picture of a gorilla-esque type figure walking away. So if that was the case, we could potentially get a gorilla-type mythical Pokemon, more or less like, I believe like a silverback was what it was actually kind of depicted as, which would be really, really cool. Which would mean that we would get another DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, potentially new Pokemon to catch, and some more story to really finalize the game of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet out, which I think would be really cool. I think that would be something that could be feasible. And I think the big reason for this, and I think what's going to end up happening with this Pokemon Presents, is that we are not going to be getting a new Pokemon mainline video game in 2024. I don't think it's going to happen. I think with how many issues that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet had in this last year with the bugs, the lag, all that kind of stuff, it wasn't very optimized, and it was very much all over the news about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet that it wasn't an optimized video game. I think this is going to be the year where Pokemon takes an extra year and really focuses on making sure that the product they come out with in 2025 is really, really good. I could really see that happening, and I think that's what's going to be the case in this Pokemon Presents, and I think that plays very well into another small DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet to keep us all kind of going in the Pokemon franchise without leaving us high and dry, but also making sure that they're doing what they need to make sure that the next generation comes out even better than the last one. So I think that's going to be something that we end up seeing in this one. Specifically them just talking about them focusing on making sure the games are made correctly, not overworking their people that are working for them, because that's been another big thing with Pokemon. They definitely are very aware of their people that are working for them, and it sounds like they're not a company that is going to try to completely overwork them and push them into a point where they're either working too hard or making realistic goals for themselves. So that is actually one thing that I'm really hoping for. Me personally, I feel like Sword and Shield was a fantastic game as far as how it was made. There was a lot of bugs. The game ran really, really well, and I feel like they lost a little bit of that when they made Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So I think taking a step back and really focusing on making sure the game is 100% playable and works well, I would really enjoy that. That would be something that I would actually be very, very excited to hear. I don't want them to push the game out quickly. I would much rather them take some time and give us something that they're really proud of. So yeah, that's my prediction for that. Another one for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I really think that we are going to be getting some in-game events for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Last year on Pokemon Presents, we got the Mewtwo raids. We were given some Mewtwo giveaways. I really think that we're going to get some more in-game events for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So we might get a very special raid event like Mewtwo that ties in with the Pokemon Presents this year. There's a good chance we probably get a Pokemon giveaway for the Pokemon Presents. I mean, generally there's like giveaways that are given out, Pokemon, whatever it is being. We'll probably end up getting a Pokemon during this Pokemon Presents with a giveaway code. And then we'll also potentially get a new 7-star Terror Raid event. Like obviously, like we might get a special one with Mewtwo, but we might get another different type of 7-star Terror Raid event. I think we've already gone through all of the Hisuian starter Pokemon. So Hisuian Decidueye, Hisuian Samurott, and also Hisuian Typhlosion were all done. So maybe we get something different on this next upcoming one. Not sure, but I think there's definitely going to be some in-game events and Pokemon giveaways that'll be happening in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet due to this. So that'll be another thing to look out for, and probably will be at the end of the Pokemon Presents video. Now, like I said, there are going to be updates on pretty much every game or every just everything in Pokemon in general in the Pokemon Presents, and there's definitely some that I don't keep up on or really focus a lot of my attention onto, so I don't know what the potential updates or changes might be to those, but just know that we are probably going to be getting some updates into Pokemon Go, potentially maybe some new raid events, some new Pokemon being released. There's definitely some things they can do with Pokemon Go, and they're very good about making sure and updating Pokemon Go. Another one that we might be able to get is Pokemon Unite. Obviously, Pokemon Unite is a very popular mobile game in Pokemon series, and potentially with Pokemon Unite, we might get some more updates. One thing that I know that a lot of people in Pokemon Unite would love to see is a new Defender Pokemon. It's probably been, I think, a little over a year since they've gotten a new Defender Pokemon in Pokemon Unite. So who knows? Maybe you all will finally get your Pokemon Defender in Unite. We'll see. Another one we've got Pokemon Sleep. Been a very popular game, and chances are we'll probably get some updates in Pokemon Sleep, and any possible new events that are happening in Pokemon Sleep due to the Pokemon Day will probably be announced for tomorrow. We've also got Pokemon Masters EX, a very popular mobile game that's been played for a long time. They've always made announcements for it during these Pokemon Presents, so I'd expect some more updates on Masters EX as well. We've also got the Cafe Remix, another one that my daughter absolutely loves playing, and I'm sure she's excited for the updates that will be coming from that one. But we'll probably get some more Pokemon and things like that in Pokemon Cafe Remix to be looking out for. We've also got the TCG Live, which is a newer kind of swap that they've done over from their old previous TCG online program. And so we'll probably get some more updates on Pokemon TCG Live. I'd be really surprised if we didn't. TCG is a big part of Pokemon, and not getting an update about it would be a little bit weird. So expect that as well. Okay, so one of my absolute biggest predictions that I could think of for this Pokemon Presents 2024, I'll reveal to you right now. And what I think it's going to be is I think that we're going to get a new Pokemon movie. It's been a long time since we've gotten a new Pokemon movie. The last one being the Pokemon Detective Pikachu, which ended up being a fantastic movie. Live action kind of seen in movies and stuff like that is really taking hold, and the movie did really well. And I'd be really surprised to not see some sort of either a Detective Pikachu 2 or even any other type of movie for that matter. But I really think that it's going to be Detective Pikachu 2. We've been getting some new stuff about the Detective Pikachu video games recently. We've been getting a lot of just Detective Pikachu in general happening these last couple of years. And so the hype that is around that kind of franchise, that name, whatever it ends up being, I think they're going to really capitalize on that. And I think that we're going to get some information about Pokemon Detective Pikachu 2. I don't know why woo. But yeah, Pokemon Detective Pikachu 2. We're gonna get information about it in this Pokemon Presents. I'll die on that hill. Now for an absolute reach of a prediction, one thing that I'm really, really hoping and will probably never happen, but I can always dream, I can always hope, is that we get the old generation Pokemon onto our Switch. Now, the Game Boy version of Pokemon Red, Yellow, Blue, all those older games from the DS and stuff like that, they've been emulated onto PCs time and time again. I really don't think that it would be that hard to get the older Nintendo games onto the Nintendo Switch so that we can all enjoy the nostalgia and game in those older games. Is it going to happen? Probably not. Do I like it to happen? Absolutely, yes. I 1000% would love to play Pokemon Red on my Switch. It would be an absolute joy, and I would love to do that very, very much so. So it'd be cool. Is it gonna happen? Probably not. But definitely something that that's my reach for this one. Something that I don't want to have happen in this Pokemon Presents is them to announce that they're releasing a game in 2024. Specifically the new Generation 10. I don't want them to do that. I really, really hope that they push it off till 2025, spend as much time as possible making it as clean as they can, and really giving us the most polished, just something they're really proud of. I don't want to hear about a new Pokemon game. Please don't give me a new Pokemon game yet. Just wait a year. Another one that I think would be pretty cool would be some of the older games like Pokemon Stadium or Pokemon Coliseum, getting some new breath of those into there. They're all really, really cool games, and I really enjoyed them, and they've been something that's been so far out of reach for our Pokemon community for so long that it'd be nice to bring them back and, you know, bring them up into the Switch era. It'd be kind of cool to see some of those older games, you know, get a breath of fresh air. Because I'll be honest, there's a lot of people that probably really, really enjoy playing those, and I would be one of those. So now what I want you to do is go down in the comments and let me know what some of your predictions are for this Pokemon Presents 2024. What are some of those things that you really want to see? What are some of those things that you really don't want to see? What are some of the reach predictions that you've got? Let me know everything that you've got down in the comments below. I would love to check them out and see what you are all thinking about this Pokemon Presents 2024. And as a friendly reminder, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like, that subscribe, and that notification bell. It helps me out. Make sure that I know that you are enjoying these kind of videos so I continue making them, as well as it lets the algorithm know that this was a good video and that other people should watch it. And again, if you like these videos, make sure you go and check out that video that's popped up on the screen there. Check out some of my other tutorial guides. That one is about how to get a shiny Applin really, really easy in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And again, thank you all so much for coming out to checking out my predictions. I hope you have a fantastic day out in Paldea, the Kid Economy, and now the Blueberry Academy. And until tomorrow, trainers, peace out.